Your hometown rock station for Jewett City, Griswold, Plainfield, and apparently Voluntown? Maybe. Certainly. Let's see if our in-studio guest agrees or disagrees. Let's put her right on the spot. Welcome to the studio to one Tracey Hanson. Hello, Tracey. How are you?
Good morning. Fine.
Good morning. Yeah. Here's the studio audience. Approves. Approves. Yep, there we go. Well, you don't like the studio audience, Terry? They were like cheering you up and down with your stupid jokes an hour ago, and now Tracey gets a round of applause.
The trouble is you have complete control over whether they clap or boo.
I do not. That's called censorship. I don't do that.
Yes, you do.
Ah, you're lying.
If you think I'm going to say a bad word or something, you just cut off my mic.
Like that. So anyway... Anyway, good morning, Tracey. How are you? Enough of the tomfoolery here.
Good morning.
So we wanted to invite you in and have a conversation because you have become the candidate for the 45th District for the Connecticut State House of Representatives. Did I even say that correctly? Mm-hmm. Okay. And you're going
on the Democratic ticket.
On the Democratic ticket. Now... From what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, because really the whole political forum for me is still really new. So there was a gentleman that was in place, but nobody heard of him. You know, so everybody thought that Schoolcheck was going to be unopposed again, because of course he ran unopposed, for the last first selectman race. So everybody thought. Nobody's coming out of anywhere, but apparently there was a gentleman by the name of John Michaels.
Yes.
Okay, and he had filed the paperwork to become the Democratic candidate for the 45th. Yet nobody knew who he was. Why was that? Can you answer that, or do you know the answer to it? Or?
I do.
Right.
He was holding the spot for someone else who would.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. So he really had there was no intention of him running.
Well,
or he would have if he had to.
Yes, he would have if he had to. It's easier to get into a spot that's being held by someone as opposed to starting to petition to be on the ballot. Got you.
So now, are you the only other person that petitioned or wanted to get onto the ballot, or was there somebody else? Was it... a conversation between two or three people, or...
Honestly, I've been waiting for someone else to come in and step up and run for the spot.
Yeah.
As time passed, it wasn't happening. It was getting down to the wire where, in order to get paperwork filed for funding by September 1st.
Right.
So
nobody else was... There's no primary for you, nothing like that. It's just you're the only one, huh?
Yeah, and there will still be a convention called to have me officially put on.
Yeah.
But that will happen. There's a whole process. There has to be a letter of resignation to go through first. Once that's received and approved, a convention will be called.
Resignation from who?
From John.
John Michaels. He has to rescind.
Okay, yeah.
Before she can have your name placed on the ticket, correct?
Yes.
So she was the only one. It's kind of like Tigger. Tigger? Yeah, because I'm the only one.
Oh. Well, I've always wanted to run for state office. It's been in my plan. Mm-hmm. It just was more ahead in the future and not right now. But when no one else stepped forward, I felt the need to do so.
Okay. Well, let's find out a little bit about you.
Yes.
As far as we know you're a candidate now, so let's find out who you are. Now, you moved to Voluntown from Rhode Island in 2002.
Correct.
Now, whereabouts in Rhode Island were you from?
I grew up in West Kingston. It's a small rural town right next to the University of Rhode Island, known for turf farms and potato fields.
Gotcha. Wait a minute. Is that where the big parade is? The 4th of July parade every year? Or is that North Kingston?
No.
Or neither, or Warren.
Neither. Bristol, if you're
Bristol,
thinking. The
that's
oldest
it, yeah.
4th of July.
Okay.
In Bristol. Right. Nowhere near West Kingston.
It's not?
No.
What am I thinking of? Custy's?
Do not know.
All right, so...
Always comes down to food.
Jeez. You used to be a state cop, remember. Used to, all right?
I still have a lot of friends.
So now you live in Voluntown.
Correct.
You have a family.
Yes.
Which includes...
my son, Logan,
Obviously.
who's here today.
She didn't just pick you up like at some daycare somewhere.
Yeah, you're not really her son, right? She
Come
just
on,
picked
kid,
up,
we're going to do a radio show.
Use you as a prop today.
I need to make it look to the people and the voters like I got a family. No, so Logan, he's a good-looking young man.
Thank you.
He's 9.
Yes, he's 9.
And who else?
I have a daughter, Sophie. She's 7. My husband, Matt. I'm not going to say his age, but
It's okay.
We men don't care.
We don't care.
Ladies,
It's the ladies that really get up in arms about that.
Yep. When we do birthdays, I never say the ladies' names. The guys, it's open season.
Oh no, I do. If they're going to actually publish their age on Facebook, I'm going to say. And Mary, happy birthday! You're 87 today. You look 88. Anyway,
The 29th anniversary of my 30th birthday.
all right. So you moved there in 2002. You have a family. You also have some pets. A couple of guinea pigs.
yes, we
And a
have
cat.
Yes, guinea pigs and a cat.
Okay. What are guinea pigs like that? Like as pets? I've never had a guinea pig as a pet.
Oh, we love our guinea pigs.
Yeah. What do they do? They're like big hamsters. Is that really what they are?
Yes, they're
Logan, you're probably best to answer that question.
they're really his guinea pigs.
Oh, really? Can you tell me about your guinea pigs? Here, just swing the microphone right over to them. There you go.
They're fuzzy.
They're fuzzy. There you go. And what are their names?
Popper and Smudge.
Papa and Smudge.
Yeah.
Is like one like Papa Smurf? Is that what that was from?
Not Popper.
Oh, Popper, like jalapeno popper. See, it all goes back to
No,
food
like
with me.
Grandpa.
Popper and Smudge.
Yeah.
All right, very cool.
They like to eat and sleep and poop.
So do I.
Can't you tell?
That's pretty much all I do, Logan. So anyway,
Oh, he said sleep and poop? I thought he said sleep in poop. That's why I thought it was funny when you said so do you.
I think I've done that too. I don't know. So no, you have you do have a political history in the town of Allentown.
Yes.
Okay, and I know we're joking around a lot, but still, give us an idea or tell us what you do currently or what you have done in the past. As far as your political history.
Okay. I first started getting involved in politics right when I moved into town in 2002. I was active in the elections. I became a moderator and not soon after was appointed to the deputy to the registrars. That is where it began. I then joined the town Democratic Committee, where I am now the vice chair.
The vice chair
Yes.
of the DTC.
Yes. Newly elected.
Newly elected? Okay.
No, the long metal rod there, Logan.
He's trying to direct them to get something here.
There you go. That's what I'm looking for.
Why don't you just say selfie stick? He knows what that is.
Well, I know, but I didn't want to. I was trying not to interrupt Tracy
Okay.
here.
And then
Right.
continue. Then you Democratic Town Committee, yeah?
Yes. The Board of Assessment Appeals was one of the first elected offices I held, and I'm still there.
What is that?
That is where all the people come who are not happy with their
Assessment.
property tax. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right.
housing assessment, car
Board
assessment.
of Assessment Appeals.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty much self-explanatory. Right? I used to be on the ZBA here in town. I know that.
So that's
Zoning
fun.
Board of
Yeah.
Appeals. Politics.
Whatevs. So what made you run? What made you run for 45th?
For the 45th. As a selectman, I see.
You know what? Maybe we should go back
Okay.
a little bit.
All right.
You've been a selectman for.
I'm in my second
You're
term.
in your second
now.
term right
Yes. The reason why I ran for selectman in the first place
Yep.
was because being on many different boards and commissions in town, hearing the disconnect between the boards and commissions in town.
Right.
People wanted the same things for the town, but they were going about it separately. There was a way to get them together, to share resources, share people. A lot of the same people are on the separate boards and commissions. When I became a selectman, I started holding community conversations where I was able to get together the members of the boards and commissions, members of nonprofits in town, the Boy Scouts, the Historical Society, and anyone that wanted to be involved in town together to discuss our goals, our projects, so we could work together and get things done.
Gotcha. And how has that worked out? I mean,
It's
as far
worked out
as
well.
Yeah.
I would like to have more meetings to work on other projects keep coming up, but it has worked out very well.
Okay. What kind of support have you had from the community so far?
So far, I felt a lot of support from the community. They know that I will defend and fight for our region. They know that I am an advocate for agriculture. There's a lot of farms in this district. They know that I know how unfunded mandates affect the town as a selectman and the Board of Education, and they know that I will be a voice strong in Hartford.
Okay.
How do you plan to, except for Valentine, you're pretty well unknown.
Yes,
I'd
I know.
never heard of your name before myself.
know.
How are you, how are you going to get around that? What's your plan of attack here?
My plan of attack right now, it hasn't even been a full week that I've been running.
But you've wanted to run for a
I've
long time. So
wanted
you
to
must have had
run.
something in the back of your head. How are you going
I
to go
did,
about
but this was all planned. I wanted to run, but it was all way in the future. I haven't been a first selectman yet. In my head, I was planning on being a first selectman first and then running for state office. So this all was way in the future.
You got a committee helping you?
I do have a committee helping. I have a process. I've been working the whole week on getting my paperwork set. I am getting ready I have a photo shoot this week to get ready for my walk cards to get out. And when those are set, I will be walking around and meeting people, having events.
You can become like a Jehovah's Witness.
Yes.
Hey, watch it. Watch
Knock on
it.
doors. Well, they knock on doors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the plan. It's only been a week that I've been working on this. So as far as the whole campaign process.
This time will go by fast.
Yes, I know.
It's pretty new for you then.
It is new, very new.
Yeah. But pretty exciting, I would think, at the same
It is very
the same
exciting.
time.
It's taking me out of my comfort zone on so many levels, which is a good thing.
You have a pretty formidable opponent you're up against.
Yes.
Yeah, no question about that. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes for you.
Yes.
So what are you going to do? You're going to punch him in the face?
No.
Is that how this works?
You're such an idiot.
He's going to punch him just right in the nose. Bam!
Not at all.
No, it's not like
She'll have to punch down.
that. Huh?
She'll have to punch down.
No.
She's taller than him, I think. Yeah,
She's-
yeah.
Sorry, Kevin, if you're listening. Just
Have I
joking.
told you once? I'll tell you again. No, you are taller than Kevin.
Just means you can.
That's good for a couple hundred votes, I'm thinking.
You think so?
Sure. Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Give us one thing that you wrote in your bio to me. Promotes and supports the agriculture in our district and protects our rural character. Now, that's Voluntown, I'm assuming you're
Yes.
talking about. What does that mean as far as Voluntown when you're speaking to Voluntown?
Well, I am a member of the Voluntown Economic Development Commission. I don't know if I mentioned that before. I'm a vice chair there. One of our projects with the Economic Development Commission is starting a farmers market. We organize, run, and our local farmers market to promote the agriculture in the area and to promote the farmers in the area. I've been a member of the Grange for 25 years, which is a national organization that promotes and supports agriculture. It's in my blood. My parents are big in the Rhode Island Grange, and never being farmers ourselves, we've always been advocates for farmers. There are a lot of farms in our area, and they need a voice.
Gotcha. What kind of things do you plan on doing?
For agriculture?
Yes.
I'm currently talking to a lot of farmers and farm owners. Their biggest concern is the grants that they receive right now. They depend on them for their equipment, for their business, because farming is a business. We need to make sure that those grants aren't cut when funding is being cut for projects. And on a national level, they depend on these grants also. And I've noticed through trying to apply for grants myself for projects for the town, there are a lot of federal grants that the state of Connecticut is not available to get because they didn't meet the qualifications to be a part of the grant process. And most of that is because they did not form a committee. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure, that that's because through budget cuts, those committees were taken out. So.
Okay. One big question, and I'm sure somebody had to ask you this one somewhere along the road. How do you plan on beating Skolchek?
Well, I plan on talking to the people in the area. I believe that once they meet me and hear my views and know that I listen and am respectful and will fight for them in Hartford, I believe that they will vote for me.
Gotcha. What makes you different than a different candidate compared to, like, say, anybody else? You know, like a Paul Brickey or Stuart Norman. That was a bloodbath, huh? Those two in there, they went up against each other last year. Yeah,
Bloodbath.
that was exciting stuff.
Z.
So now we have you against Kevin. So what is it going to be? What's going to be different about you? You know what I mean? Well, like, for example, let's say somebody's on the, they're not on the fence. They're saying, you know what, Kevin has done this and he's done that and then he's done this, and then there's Tracey and she's done this and she's done that and she's done this too. But what's different about Tracey Logan Hanson that would say, I'm on the fence, that will tip the scales to say, yeah, I'm voting for Hanson? I'm on the spot.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you've never done an interview before.
Well, you
and I
gotta
know
be
it's
on
a
the
very
spot.
tough and somewhat of an unfair question. But this is the kind of stuff you're going to get going forward.
I do know, and I do understand the question.
So we're like a proving ground for you.
I know. Thank
Yeah.
you for this experience.
We love you, Tracey. We love you. And you know what? And I'm friends with Kevin.
I know.
You know?
And honestly,
But,
I have not been able to find much of Kevin's platform, what his strengths are. I haven't been able to find a lot of that in my research that I've been doing.
Well, the race
I can't
is young
compare.
yet.
I know. I can't compare myself to him. I just know what I can do. I know that I'm a hard worker. I know that I'm a good listener. I know that once I have a goal and a purpose and a plan, that I will do my best to complete it. And I can just talk about myself and how I understand people's worries. I understand people's money problems. I understand all of this. I live it myself. So I'm not just saying I'm going to do something to make people happy and to make them vote for me. I honestly understand all sides of things. I think that's one of my good qualities, and I don't think that's a quality in a lot of politicians. And
that's a good answer.
See, and we're not like the major news networks. We don't step all over you and interrupt you talking. We let you finish the thing out,
let you babble along.
Let you finish your thought, That always bugs me on national news when you watch, like Bill O'Reilly.
Thanks, Terry. Anyway, like that.
Yeah, like, exactly.
Well, if you let me babble on long enough, I can keep going and going and going.
Well, let me ask you a question.
This is your time. This is your time.
Let me ask you a question so we can kind of get a feel for your philosophy on things here. And I'm just going to bring up something that's currently in the social media and in the news and stuff. And that is where Malloy and the state, the DOT, are going to spend $300,000 to participate in this study about mileage-based taxation for driving cars.
Yes.
Now, the legislators have already said this thing is a no-starter. It's a no-brainer. It's dead on arrival. So why in the hell are we spending $300,000 on something that is dead on arrival? We could use the $300,000 someplace else because the state's broke. So, what's your feeling on something like this?
I completely agree.
Agree with what?
With what you just said.
That it's
I don't
stupid?
think that we should be spending money on things that aren't even guaranteed to work or that don't make sense.
But
of how
Malloy
we're
wants
gonna-
it. He's a Democrat.
Yeah.
you're not following along with. You're not going to be a Malloy follower.
Well,
You're going to think for yourself.
yes, I am. And considering the fact that I am a Second Amendment supporter,
Yay!
I think I already go against a lot of the Democrats in Hartford.
I was going to say, and that was the part of the conversation we had the other day. I was like, and you're a Democrat?
I am a rural Democrat, so I think that it makes things a little different when
It's a
you
good
grow
descriptor.
up. When you grow
Yeah.
up in a rural area, there you have different views on things than people in Hartford, and we need a voice in Hartford that is reminding the people there of that. So we're not all cookie cutter,
Yeah.
and that's how they make their mandates, and that's how they are taxing people a cookie cutter way, and it doesn't fit for our district.
Because you can believe, and I would, that even if they enacted a mileage-based tax, the gas tax sure as heck wouldn't go away. You'd be getting double taxed again. So
Yeah, I don't know how they plan on working it. I've seen reports of how they're going to track it. Are they going to put GPSs in our car to track our mileage? That right there is
nobody's putting anything.
Yeah.
in
That's
like
not
that.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That right there is a little
I don't
concerning.
care, but they. Yeah.
We don't need the government tracking our cars.
No, because
No.
that's not the only thing that's going to be tracked. Your
Exactly.
whereabouts and baloney.
Yeah.
There's too much big government as
It's
it
like
is.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
They know exactly where you are every moment of the day if you're playing that game.
Well, they don't know where I am because I have GPS turned off on my phone. The heck with that. I hate everything.
He's a real man.
I don't need GPS. I know my way around.
All right, we're going to take a break right here, and we'll be back talking some more with the candidate for the 45th district seat in the House of Representatives on the Democratic side, Tracey Hanson. We'll be back in a little bit right here on Wolverine Radio.
When was the last time you looked forward to a visit to the dentist? That will change once you call Goodwin Family Dentistry. Dr. Stephen Goodwin and his staff believe in modern dentistry and old-fashioned values. The office has all the latest technology, from routine cleanings to same-day crowns. Goodwin Family Dentistry will treat you like family. They'll make sure you're comfortable and answer all of your questions. You can visit their Facebook page or call Goodwin Family Dentistry today at 860-376-4483.
This is Take One for Cranky's Cafe on Main Street, Jewett City, Connecticut.
Did you know that Krabby's Cafe has a...
Stop. It's not Krabby's Cafe. It's Cranky's Cafe.
Oh, okay, sorry. I bet you didn't know that the recipes used at Cruddy's Cafe...
Whoa. Stop. It's Cranky's Cafe, not Cruddy's. Not Crappy's. Get the name right. We have to make sure that the folks know to go there for great food that the owner, Frank, cooks himself. Some from the recipes handed down from his family. Everything from chicken, fresh fish and chips, and prime rib on Fridays available in Queen, King, and Cranky.
So it's Cranky's.
Yes.
Are you sure? Is the owner Cranky?
Yes. No. He isn't.
Then who's Cranky?
The owner.
But you just said that...
Stop! It's Cranky's Cafe, Main Street, Jewett City. Get it yet?
Man, you got Cranky in a hurry.
Stop!
Cranky's Cafe, Main Street, Jewett City. Come in cranky, leave happy.
Thinking about buying or building a home? At Jewett City Savings Bank, we have mortgage programs to help you finance the home of your dreams. This is Kevin Merchant, President and CEO of Jewett City Savings Bank, and I want to tell you that as your neighborhood bank, Jewett City Savings Bank is dedicated to help you achieve your home ownership goals. That's why we offer a full range of fixed and adjustable rate mortgage programs in a variety of terms to meet almost any need and to fit within your budget. If you're thinking about building your own home, we offer land and construction loans to put your plans into action. In fact, with our all-in-one construction loan, you can finance the purchase of the land and the construction of your home in one smart program, saving you both time and money. Whatever your home borrowing needs, you can count on our team of helpful home financing experts to be there to guide you and assist you every step of the way, just like you'd expect a neighbor to do. Let us help you get started. Call us at 860-376-4444. Stop by your nearest branch or visit us at jcsbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Harry, the Tooth Fairy. Or at least I used to be the Tooth Fairy. Business was great. Then people started discovering Griswold Dental. Dr. Norman Katzoff and his staff can do things to help you keep your teeth longer. It's enough to make an old tooth fairy cry. Griswold Dental can do all the work in-house. Imagine a new crown in 2 hours. They even know how to make dental anxiety go away. They even have a laser that can help with your gums. Griswold Dental will make you want to smile again. They can restore, clean, and help prevent all those problems that keep me in business. Dr. Katzoff and his staff will make you feel like family. They're friendly, and you'll be comfortable. Contact Griswold Dental today and set up an appointment. 860-376-2624. 860-376-2624. Griswold Dental, 87 Slater Avenue, Jewett City. Tell them the Tooth Fairy sent
Welcome
you.
back to the Rock Channel station, whatever we are. I don't even know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
For the welcome back. Thank you.
Here for Griswold Plainfield in Jewett City, and now Voluntown because Tracy's here. So we're talking to Tracey Hanson, who is the candidate for the 45th district seat in the House of Representatives in the town. Well, from the town of Voluntown, she's going hopefully to Hartford. I'm talking in circles.
You are.
I really
45th
am.
district, yes. Voluntown, Griswold, part of Preston.
I told you earlier
No,
I was having...
no Preston.
No Preston anymore?
No,
Oh,
part of
Sterling,
Plainfield,
part of Plainfield
all
and
of Sterling,
Yep.
and part of Lisbon.
Yeah, that's right.
I told you this morning I was having a hard time speaking. I don't know why, but I am. It's a sad state of affairs. So we've talked about a few things, regarding like your candidacy and what your stand on certain items is, and Terry was trying to get an idea of where you stand as far as Malloy is concerned.
Well, towing the party line is what I mean. I mean, you're just going to go up there and fall in line with all the other Democrats, or you're going to think for yourself and say, hey, this is not right. Malloy, you stink, and this is not right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people want. We don't want somebody that's going to go up there and just say, well, I'm a Democrat, I'm voting the Democratic Party line on items that come up.
No.
That's the worst.
That's not
thing.
what they want. Yeah,
No, I know that's not what they want, and that's not what I do, and that's not how I feel. So.
But you haven't been up there yet.
And I haven't been up there yet,
You
but
haven't
I
seen
have.
all the backroom deals that go on.
But I have in a way, because I might not be in Hartford to represent, but I have been to meetings and conventions and conferences in Hartford, and I know how it is. So.
You see what goes on
Yes.
in the back. It's just incredible.
Especially being a woman. So.
Yeah, you might be fighting an uphill battle in
Yes.
that, but you got to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not the only woman.
I know.
There's quite a few in there.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
So.
Can you tell me what the Wood Pawcatuck River Association's Wild and Scenic River Study Committee is all about?
Okay. The committee is set up from 12 towns between Rhode Island and Connecticut.
And you're a member of this committee?
I'm a member of this committee.
Okay.
We are trying to put together a study of the Wood River and Pawcatuck River watershed to have the area designated as a federal wild and scenic area. This is a way to conserve and protect the area for future generations. This contains 3 towns in Rhode Island. 2 of them are, in Connecticut. 2 of them are in District 45, Sterling and Voluntown. The head of the study starts at Bailey Pond, which is where I live. So it's one
So
of
it's
the,
not
it's one of the
Griswold. Griswold's not
watersheds.
part of that.
Griswold is not. They're not. They don't fall in the same watershed. They're a separate watershed.
What about the Patchogue Forest?
The part Green Falls is the part in Voluntown that fits in that area.
Okay.
So we are doing studies on the historical value, the recreational value, and the conservational area in the watershed for this study.
So I guess my question really is, and this is a little bit of a setup here, is that if you're on this committee and you stand for all these things, for wildlife and scenic life, and Voluntown kicked out the issue or the possibility of bringing in the state gun range. because of whatever reason. Yet it was said you really didn't have a voice. You really didn't speak up to that, or you didn't speak to that. Can you explain why?
All right. Voluntown was considered an area for the location of the training facility. At the time where Voluntown was selected, I found out the information just along the same ways as the residents did. It was a learning process for me as well. It was hard for me as an elected official who is elected to represent the voice of the town. It was hard for me to gauge which way people were going. Honestly, for the same people would approach me that actually approached me were for it, against it, or were neutral. And I thought that I needed to remain neutral myself until I could gauge where the people wanted to be.
Gotcha. So you weren't sure where the people were.
Right.
Well, where were you?
One of the...
I told you, tough questions, but, and we're not trying to...
And I'm honest, and I will give my honest answer.
I know, but I don't want you to think we're attacking you, because we're not.
No, these are questions people are asking,
right.
So I understand. I live... Bailey Pond is in a close location to the Econk Hill site.
Mm-hmm.
So I could understand the problems and the concerns of people all over the town where the locations were. Being on the Voluntown Economic Development Commission, where our goal has been to promote and support the tourism to our area based on the state forest and the campgrounds, having the facility in a close location to the state trails, the state and privately owned campgrounds just didn't make sense to me. Mm-hmm. Not to mention we have a problem in Voluntown already with property tax, considering that almost 70% of our town is state owned. Most of our money for our budget comes from property tax. Mm-hmm. Having the facility in Voluntown would affect the values of people's houses. And in another line of it, our property tax. Not to mention the pilot funding that was told that we would receive from having the facility there didn't seem like it was enough for on my opinion, right, to warrant all of the other problems we would have. And pilot money, knowing as a selectman, can go up or down, and it's been going down and down. So
until
who's to say,
it's zero.
Yeah. So what's to say we would still be getting what they say we're going to get?
Do you have anything? Because you're looking at something. No. All right. Well, I have another thing.
Yay.
All right. Yeah. It's like, why am I here? Get me the hell out of here. All right. So you are. Let's say you have been elected to the 45th district seat.
Yes.
Okay. And something comes across your desk, and the state mulls over, we already talked about this a little bit, but new mileage tax.
Yes.
Right now, the state is going to spend an estimated $300,000 for a study that will examine the feasibility of a mileage tax. That comes to you. Representative Hanson does what?
As a selectman in Voluntown, we've managed to maintain our budget without bonding or borrowing money. We are in no debt at all in Voluntown. We managed to put a roof on our school last year without taking out any loans or bonding. Mm-hmm. We worked within our means, within our budget to get it done. I believe the state should have the same responsibility to do that as well. If a study comes across such as that, in my opinion, does not work on many levels, I would say no.
Okay. And if they try to push it through?
If they try.
And then they come in, they try to beat you up a little bit. You know, the 46th district comes in and goes, look, we need to do this. And do you get swayed, or you sit there and go, hell no, we won't go?
I would say, hell no, we won't go.
Wow, look at that. She's getting mean now. We're gonna mean her up a little bit.
She's got a real tough voice.
Yeah. I really just kind of picked that up.
Well, I live
online.
Where I am in Bailey Pond is
You're out there.
out there.
You're
so
way
if
out there.
I am going to get charged for mileage tax, I am going to be paying a lot of money in taxes.
Yeah.
Just to
So-
get just to get down to the pool place in
Yes.
town.
So it's personal too.
Yeah, I'm a retired trooper, and I started at Troop D in Danielson in '74, and I patrolled Voluntown and Griswold and all these towns out there. And you can't get to Bailey Pond without going through Sterling.
Right. Sterling or Rhode Island.
That's right.
So we can't get there right through Voluntown.
You can't get there from here.
You can't get there from Voluntown. You got to go into Sterling first to get to
And it's
where she
like,
lives, yeah.
and I'm not the only one that does driving like that. There are
there's quite a few
people
houses in
in
there.
Sterling and Voluntown. Where are you going to work? If you,
Right.
you work at the casinos, you drive.
Yep.
So it will affect a lot of people in the area, and it'll affect the sale of houses. Who's going to move? Who's going to move?
I think we should put the toll
there.
stations back up on I-95 and make the only ones that have to pay are any out-of-state plate.
Well, we also have to consider that Rhode Island is ready to put tolls on 95 for truck tolls.
Yeah.
So where do you think those
They
trucks...
started talking about that last year.
Yeah. Where do you think those trucks are going to go? They have GPS now. They can very easily get off 395 and cut through here.
Right.
So that's going to affect us. Are we charging a toll for them to come through this area? No.
Nope. That's what I mean. Just I put tolls up on 95 and
Right.
in-state plates go through the free lane and out-of-state plates stop and pay.
And our truck increase and our traffic through Voluntown on 138, 165 has increased dramatically
Well, it's
since
10,000
people
cars a day.
since people got their GPS and found the back way. So
It's about 10,000 cars a day on
Yeah.
138 between Griswold and Voluntown. Yeah.
and it's
Because when they were talking about the gun range here in town, they were talking about the increased traffic. And I said, what do you mean increased
Yeah.
traffic? There's 10,000 cars a day there. You're going to get 30 cruises in the morning, 30 in the afternoon. It's a drop in the bucket. What are you talking about, increased traffic? So that was just more, fear-mongering is all that part was.
One more question that I have for you.
all right.
You're on the EDC.
Yes.
We have an EDC here as well. And I'm familiar with what Tom GR does and what Jim Barney does and what they're trying to accomplish. What kind of things are you guys doing that you can say, Griswold, you could do this. This is something that you can do. This is something that we have done. This is something you can do. Hey, look, we're not in debt, period. What is it something that maybe you've helped develop that would be a good maybe platform or something for Griswold that you would suggest?
Well, first of all, I think the reason why the town's not in debt is not related to the EDC, but to the leaders in the town that just know when not to spend. As far as the EDC goes, we have been trying to promote our town as a way of tourism for people with outdoor recreation, kayaking, camping. It's what we have to offer, considering that we're mostly state forest. We have been working to promote the agriculture in the area with the farmers market and the artisans in the area with the farmers market, creating a business area. So we have been trying to find businesses that fit our area. We have been trying to work with the small business associations. We've had a couple of classes for small businesses in the community to learn. So we've been trying to encourage small business, and we've been trying to promote working on a trail project to map the trails in the area to bring more people to the area to then spend more.
That sounds good to me.
It does? Good.
Yeah. You have anything else?
Griswold has more of a business community than we do in Voluntown, so
Well,
it's kind of apples and oranges to compare.
Yeah.
All right, so you're a Second Amendment supporter.
Yes.
So what do you think of the law they just passed that can take away the Second Amendment rights of somebody if somebody makes a complaint saying that it's a domestic case or something without having had any due process whatsoever?
Right. I think laws like that get tricky in the way that they give and I'm not saying that they shouldn't be taking away from people that are proven domestic problems.
You just said the key word, proven.
Yes. That's why I'm trying to clarify.
Right.
I'm not saying that people who have proven domestic violence should have guns. I'm saying there's a fine line between proven and accusations. And it's hard to, I don't want to say that.
Well, the point is, if you're a Second Amendment supporter, then you have to be support of the right to carry firearms without any interference from the government. That's
right.
what the whole thing is about. I mean, the first 10 amendments of the Constitution are all things that the Founding Fathers meant that the government was not to make any laws about.
Right. And what scares me the most is that all it takes is a start in taking that right away.
And that start has already been started.
And it scares me that the government would have control of all the weapons. And any little step to make it harder is another step towards that happening.
Some yes or no answers real quick.
All right.
Do you think that there should be a registration of guns? Do you think guns should be registered? Do you think the state or the government should know what you have for guns in your house?
I don't think that if they're legally obtained, that there needs to be a registered list. It's not other people's business what gun I have.
Exactly.
So
it's nobody's business. Do you think we should have to have permits?
As far as proving, I don't know if that's the right word, that the correct process has gone through to obtain the firearm, as in...
No, I'm talking about...
Well, I mean for permits, because that's
a
permit to carry is...
Useless?
Yeah, well, how is anyone going to know that you have one unless you...
Well, some people carry openly.
Ask them, yeah.
You know, a lot of people like to carry openly.
Yeah.
You see, in my opinion, gun permits are useless because the only ones that are actually going to go and get a permit is somebody who wants to be legal like you and like me and Mike and Kevin.
Right.
Sure, we'll go ahead because the law is there.
Right.
But the criminal doesn't care about that. He's already committing a crime by using a gun in a crime. Right. So I do not believe in permits.
In Voluntown, we have a very high ratio of guns to people.
Yay.
And the only reason that I know that is because of the people's registered guns are showing up in the total.
And that's nothing more than monitoring.
Yeah, it's monitoring.
And it
Because
shouldn't
that
be.
amount, if there are that many guns in Voluntown, are we a violent town? Are there shootings going on all the time?
No, I don't think that has anything to... One that doesn't have anything to do with the other.
Right.
Totally,
so...
No, not at all. So
it's
the lowest crime states in the country here. The whole thing about the government regulating your inalienable right is what perturbs me to no end. It's like saying, and people who say, well, that only meant for flintlocks and stuff. Really? Well, and I guess the First Amendment only applies to printing presses that they had back in 1776. It doesn't apply to the internet and the cell phone and everything else. Or, you know, the freedom of religion, you can't, no Muslims allowed. You know, the problem I have with it is that it isn't an inalienable right. And if you're going to be elected up there, at least if you're going to be my representative, I want you to fight for getting rid of these damn laws. Mm-hmm. So that's what I hear. I see you. At
least I don't sit here and call you a jerk.
He's pointing. Yeah. So that's what I want to know about who's going to be representing me in the 45th is what your stance is on those kinds of things.
No, and I think a lot of the action now is taken on gun ownership and gun registration and gun permits, and I think it's a bigger picture than that. I think it's a mental health issue. I think it's a way that guns are viewed in our society today. The kids can't talk about guns. They can't say the word gun in school.
It's ridiculous.
They can't make a gun shooting symbol at school. And
So
I think
stupid.
that in order to change the view on a gun, we need to start talking about it in school, like we did the Say No to Drugs campaign when we learned about uppers and downers and pills when I was in elementary school. Did we all become drug addicts and drug dealers? No.
I never did.
So how about in the schools today, instead of not talking about guns and punishing kids that do, and I'm not saying that that's what we do at school, but it's what the consequences could be. We start talking about gun safety. We start teaching kids what to do if they find a gun somewhere. We start teaching them how to handle a situation if they're at a friend's house and the friend...
The trouble is, who's going to be teaching that in school?
Right.
It would be... most of the teachers and stuff are liberals, and they would be teaching probably how evil they are and not, the good parts. So I don't know if that's going to work either.
All right, we got to wrap things up. It's 10 o'clock. Time for news, but I want to say thank you to Tracey.
Thank you for being easy on me.
No, actually, we asked you a couple of pretty difficult questions, especially for your first interview. I think you fared fairly well.
Thank you.
So you'll be able. We'll actually post this up on our podcast page, so you can go ahead and listen to it.
Myself.
You can hear it back. So
you can analyze yourself, see how you did.
Thank you for this experience.
Yeah, and you know what? Well, because there'll be more.
Yes.
And the nice thing is once you hear yourself, you'll say that you'll tell yourself, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is what I like, this is what I really like.
I know my husband's sitting at home listening, counting the I said. So.
Oh, I say almost every other word. So, anyway. Logan, thanks for coming and visiting. It was nice to have you here. We put you on the radio, we put you on social media, on live video. You're a rock star. Anyway, thanks again, Tracey. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Rock.